Let's take a listen now. And we're going to focus on some of the reaction in this hour. And we're going to begin with the reaction of the folks who were there supporting the family of John O'Keefe, folks who were there looking for justice for John O'Keefe, folks who believed in the Commonwealth's case. All right, I want to bring in our special guests. Joining us right now, forensic psychiatrist, trial expert, witness, and columnist, Dr. Carol Lieberman is with us. Dr. Carol Lieberman, for John O'Keefe's mom and brother, how tough on them is this, having a jury come back and not give them an answer, knowing that there's going to be another trial, another 3 months, and then another waiting period to hear what they want to hear?
Well, I was struck today by the contrast, as we're seeing here on the screen, between his mother, devastated, obviously, and Karen. She was sitting there. She did actually seem somewhat chastened. You know, she was that they didn't come back with a verdict that totally acquitted her. You know, I think she had a false sense of security given to her by her attorneys and by these mobs out there protesting for her and so on. So, you know, it was a little shocking. I mean, each day that the jury didn't come back with a not guilty verdict, she was like surprised, like, how could this be happening? How come they're not finding me not guilty? But anyway, in the courtroom, so she, you know, she had a clenched jaw. You know, she was, you know, looking sort of downcast at first, and then she had a clenched jaw, which shows as she was looking at the jury, which shows the rage that she had towards the jury.
And you're talking about Karen Reed now, right? Not John O'Keefe's mom?
No, Karen Reed.
Okay. All right, this is what we're going to do then.
I was saying.
Hold that thought, because I have to get a commercial in. Dr. Carol Lieberman, your thoughts, number one, about the reaction of Karen Reed herself. I know you started to get into that analysis in the prior segment, and your thoughts about the community. You know, people have to continue with their lives, and you're going to be working with and maybe neighbors with people who see this differently.
Yes, well, I was just, in the prior segment, I was just comparing and contrasting Karen Reed's attitude to the mother of John O'Keefe, and how they were like completely opposite of his mother was of course devastated, and she was still, you know, she was glaring at the jury in an angry way. And then outside, though, when she was with her attorneys outside and they were doing a press conference, then she was back being smirking and smug and smirking, however you want to say it. It is sad that this has really polarized people in an unbelievable way. You know, there are so many important things going on in the world, and people aren't getting that angry about a lot of other important things. I mean, yes, they are certain things they are, but this is just, everybody was focused. Now, I think in the future trial, one thing that's going to be important is that the supporters of the John O'Keefe family need to be out sooner, and there need to be more of them. I think they were intimidated, you know. Your guest here was saying that they were the ones. I mean, each one is saying that the other one, you know, was bad or wrong or whatever. But because the jury wasn't sequestered, and I think for the retrial there needs to be some changes. First of all, the jury needs to be sequestered. Second of all, they need to have the state needs to have better experts. They need to find out, of course, at the beginning, to find out from the jury what were the things that made them lean towards guilty and lean towards not guilty. And then also, if possible, it would be really good to have the children of John O'Keefe, you know, his adopted children, his niece and nephew, if perhaps they'd be old enough to where it would be considered okay for them to testify, because they can talk about.
Well, they did testify. It just, they're children, so they weren't permitted to show them on television. And, you know, in some jurisdictions, we'll hear their testimony, but this judge did not permit any of that, which is clearly within her discretion. We're out of time for tonight. Thank you both so much.